So, one of the most important things about habit formation, and I'm talking about like when you're trying to consciously create a habit, it's actually some planning. My name is Deb Blum. I'm a self love and authenticity coach, and I'm the host of this YouTube channel right here. I'm so glad to have you here. And we are talking right now about habits. The last episode was about the idea that you are an awesome habit creator because you are. So if you didn't listen to that one, go back, tune into that one after this one. It doesn't matter. They don't really have to be in any certain order, though I'm sure you'll benefit from watching them in order as well. But so here's the thing. We're going to talk about the fact that we have to have sort of like a bigger overarching idea of what we're trying to achieve in our life in order to be able to know what habits are going to be most supportive for us. So I want you to imagine this idea of planning, okay? This concept of planning. I want you to think about something that's really important to you in your life. So I want you to go as big as you can, but not so big that it seems esoteric or unachievable to you. So for example, if you're a parent, maybe it's like being a really good role model to your parents and to your children and raising great adults. Okay, maybe that's something. Maybe it's that you just simply want to be looking back at the end of your life without regrets. Maybe it's that you're really trying to build a business, or that you really want to get healthier. You know that you have to make some changes in your life and you want to be healthier. But then I would go even further. Why? Like for me, one of the biggest reasons why I want to be healthier is because I want to live longer. I want to not only live longer, but I want to live a dynamic, vibrant, yummy life. I want to be a grandmother that can be on the floor playing with my little grandchildren and holding them. I want to live a good life. And so I know part of that is that I need to take good care of myself. Maybe it's that you have a lot of anxiety and you'd really like to live your life from a less anxious place. You want to feel more regulated and more inner peace. So when we take a look at the bigger vision of what we're trying to achieve, it makes it a lot easier to then go backwards and do the planning that we would need in order to be able to think about what would we need to do to get there. So if you're thinking about building a business, or you're already building a business and you really want to be ultra successful, or you just want to be ultra successful in your job, or you want to be more focused on your children, because you're trying to raise these great adults, you may make a decision that you want to be on your phone less. Well, so that's an interesting one, right? Because we're kind of coming up against this like amazing machine that knows how to tap into habit formation. So we have to really come up with some pretty good habits that we put in place that will counter the dopamine reward cycle that we get from our phones. But it's doable, especially when you have some other bigger reason why you're doing it. I remember when my son was born and he was really, really fussy and cried all the time and he wanted to nurse all the time. And we couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought maybe this was just normal, but finally we ended up finding out that this boy had an immature digestive system. He had an intolerance to milk. This isn't the same as a lactose intolerance, and this isn't something that he has now. This was just an immature digestive system problem, but he couldn't tolerate milk or soy. And so I was nursing him and I had to decide what I was going to do. And I decided I can do anything for my kid. And so I just cut out milk and soy. And it was so easy because I had a much bigger goal beyond myself. I had this goal that was like, I want this boy to be healthy. I want him to be able to continue to nurse. And that was a little bit self-serving. I liked nursing, so I wanted to keep nursing. And because I felt that it was made my life so much easier. But so I had to make a pretty big sacrifice because I loved milk and cheese and ice cream, and soy wasn't such a big deal, but it turns out soy is in a lot of things. So I had to cut out a lot of things in my life. I lost a lot of weight. So that actually ended up being a great reward cycle for me. I had a baby who stopped crying as much. So that was a massive, massive reward cycle for me. And then also, I just felt proud of myself. I felt proud that I was doing it. But you see that when I had this bigger goal, it was so much easier for me to put habits in place. If I had to cut out milk right now just for no reason at all, it would be really hard. But if I knew that that was the thing that was going to get my cholesterol down, which was the thing that meant that I didn't have to have take statins, which is the thing that ultimately allowed me to live a much healthier life without heart disease and having like the cardiac capacity to be able to do the things I like bike ride and hike, well, then by all means, those would be my incentives. So the key is that you have to find something, I would say, kind of bigger than you, certainly bigger than the habit. So I want you to now take some time and get really clear before you even start thinking about your habits. Just get really clear on the plan for your life. Like what's something, one or two things that are really important to you in your bigger scheme of life. In the next episode, we're going to talk about getting a little bit more specific about what we can do to create habits to support that bigger goal. All right. Thanks everyone. See you in the next one.